I've had lots of clients who have got AD relationships buying watches from us now because they're fed up of waiting. They're fed up of being promised that grail watch.
I'm just looking at both of them now, catching my eye, and that's catching my eye more than the white gold.
Really?
Yeah.
He's just made himself, what, nearly 50k, best part of 45k, call it. That's the most money he can make from flipping a watch.
That's a good investment at the minute, I think.
The celebration is brilliant.
You're buying one from the AD, but you've got to stick it in your safe for 10 years and you can't touch it.
Bang. The bimetal Datejust is a great stepping stone. If you're going to get luckier and you're going to get a Datejust 41 smooth, you want a Wimbledon. Datejust 36 fluted, Oyster or Jubilee, you're going to want green in the flesh. It is stunning.
The actual Meteorite dial actually suits the white gold. I've got this feeling deep inside me that Meteorite dials are going to be so sought after.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So we've just had a client in here. Selling his watch to us has prompted us to have this discussion. Now, as you can see here, we've got a wide selection of watches, not only Daytonas. And the reason for this video and the information we want to give you guys is what is the best watch you can buy from your authorized dealer, or as some of these are discontinued, if you've already got this at home, what are the best watches to make a profit on when coming to sell to people like ourselves? Show them your special piece.
Let's see what we just bought right now. So this, I think, is the holy grail watch. If you're going to go and build a relationship with an authorized dealer, my opinion, there's not many watches that you can pull the biggest amount of profit on. So this guy just earned himself a nice few quid. This is the Rolex Daytona 116519 Meteorite.
It is nice.
It is. It's discontinued, which is great. But believe it or not, this came out of store in 2023. These watches do come out in 2023, even though they may be discontinued, they may come out afterwards.
Said it in previous videos, anything with a Meteorite dial in it has super flippability, because you're going to get big bangs for your buck with a Meteorite dial.
Highly collectible.
Yeah, now in my opinion, it's not the nicest of the range, but it's definitely a solid piece.
What? That's not the nicest? Come on.
No.
Really?
Can I show you what I think you might think is the nice in the range?
Are you getting closer?
Closer?
Yeah.
So yellow gold is a no.
So you're going with the rose, the only one we've not got.
Yeah. Well, I've sold two of them this year. We've sold two rose gold Meteorites on the full bracelet rather than the Oysterflex. And when you get one of those in your hand, it's just hard to think of anything different. But the dial speaks for themselves.
You put that next to it.
So what's the price difference in this? So if you're buying this, what's the price difference?
Historically, yellow gold's always been harder to sell.
Yeah, but not the, I don't think with the Meteorite.
But I just think, I'm just looking at both of them now, catching my eye, and that's catching my eye more than the white gold.
Really?
Yeah.
See, this for me, personal opinion, then that's probably what counts more when you're buying these types of watches. But the white gold one wins for me. Then probably rose, then yellow. But when you see it in the flesh, it is stunning.
The actual Meteorite dial actually suits the white gold from a colour contrast point of view.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm drawn to yellow gold because I like yellow gold.
He's just made himself, what, nearly 50k, best part of 45k, call it. That's the most money he can make from flipping a watch, in my opinion. But maybe not. I mean, what else is there that he could buy that he could flip? You tell me.
That's a good investment at the minute, I think.
The celebration is brilliant,
I don't
right?
think you're going to make that on it, but I think that's...
Right now, that watch, we'd probably pay, what, 20, 21? But you're getting the watch at, what, £5,700 or something? So that's, again, incredible markup.
From a percentage point of view, yeah, brilliant
Batgirl,
yeah.
Still $9 grand retail.
About a Batgirl is it's a quick flip for you. You're not going to be holding it if you're buying it just for the sake of getting out of it.
That's an everyday piece. We're selling them all day, every day. So that's a 9,300 or something retail sell, and we buy what, 12,750?
Yeah.
For a 23 piece, we'd pay that.
GR&R, we've seen them come onto the market and like come down and settle, but I still think there's plenty of room in them to get about.
But there is, but from today's perspective, no, because they're a £32,700 retail watch. If someone came to us to buy it today, I wouldn't give more than 34. So from a profitable, it's a profit watch, don't get me wrong. But if I was buying that watch from an AD, which is absolutely stunning, this one's brand new and about a week old. After that, where'd you go? You're going to get a Meteorite, you're going to get a Platinum, you're going to get something special. So by buying that, you know that that's the next step.
You're not going to get these straight away from your AD. You're going to have to build your spend, you build your relationship, but once you get to that, they're the kind of pieces that you should be. And
that's what I'm saying. You're not going to make £45,000 from your first watch you purchase from Rolex. Everyone knows that. They're going to start off. I mean, there's one or two behind you. The Wimbledon, for example, smooth, There's a good, 500 quid to £1,000 wages in that. So that's your first step. You've even got like, your Skydweller Bimetal Jubilee, black dial, I mean not white dial, but black dial or champagne dial, you've got a little bit of profit in. You've also got sub-dates, sub-no dates, you're going to get a bit of profit in. There's that Datejust 41, bimetal yellow gold, Datejust 41, black diamond dial, new is 13.6. We would probably be wanting to sell that watch. Well, we'd want to buy that watch probably at about 13.6. I don't think we'd pay more and I don't think we'd pay less. So that's a break-even watch. It's not really a profitable watch. The chocolate above, Datejust 41 chocolate, be nicer on a Jubilee, but again, we'd pay probably about 13.6, which is about retail. Datejust 36 with the mint green dial, that's profitable. I think they're about 67.50. Did you say they were retail? 73.50.
Yeah, I think we'd pay about 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'd definitely pay 7.5, 7.6. The Skydweller Blue obviously is profitable because I think they're still about 13 grand retail, and we'd be paying for a new one, we'd pay 16, 17.
Do you think you'd be able to get that on your first go from an AD?
No, not first go, but you'd be able to get that probably after
second.
Yeah.
So these would be good. These would be good first ones because they're high value when you're not.
No, I don't think you're going to get these first. You're not going to get diamond set stuff on your first buy, I don't think.
No, probably not either. You might get plain dial, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And the thing is, when you're talking about flipping a watch, even though like a diamond is more of a precious stone, it's got a higher list price, you're reducing your buying pool so that the people who are going to buy that off us, it really reduces down. So it's a harder watch to put into us because of the diamonds.
The bimetal Datejust is a great stepping stone. If you're going to get luckier and you're going to get a Datejust 41 smooth, you want a Wimbledon, Datejust 36 fluted, Oyster or Jubilee, you're going to want green, but maybe a Wimbledon might just get you there. Skydweller bimetal, you don't want Oyster, you don't want white dial, you want Jubilee and you want black or champagne. Subs is a steel sports, anything like a Batman, Batgirl, Submariner, Starbucks that we haven't got here, Pepsi we haven't got here. Then you get up to something like this.
Yeah, or you match that with like 65.
Yeah, exactly.
But with what I've seen with these, especially trying to buy them for clients, is there's definitely been a reduction of them available, which means people are either banking them,
keeping them,
or they're just not ready to part.
But the Daytona's been around since 1960 odd, and it's just a mainstay watch, isn't it? These have been good in the past. Retail wise, though, I don't think they're generating a profit now because
37. I don't think we're far off paying that.
No, for a blue, we'd probably borderline give 36. In fact, that's not profitable, I don't think.
So the most profitable one at the white gold Daytona range is probably the white gold Oysterflex on the silver dial. It's probably the most popular.
The Ghost, yeah. And that is popular as well.
Yeah, they
I
sell
think any Daytona Oysterflex is profitable because I don't think it matters whether you get the rose sundust, yellow, black, or...
Well, that's strange because that's probably the hardest one to sell. But it's one of the nicest to me.
But it's still profitable because I still think it's 27,000 or 28,000 retail or 26,000 retail, and we would pay probably 30, 31. I've just offered actually 32,000 for a brand new 23 of them in a part exchange deal. So I think you would get 32,000 for it. So there's profit, there's decent profit in the Daytona. Pretty much any Daytona. I mean, even this I think is about 36, 37 for the rose black diamond, and I think we're paying 40. So there's profit in probably most, if not all, Daytonas, but the juicy profit comes from things like that.
Well, it's going to be my
or
question.
The platinum, which we haven't got here either. But the platinum's wages, you probably got 20. We've got a platinum 2023 baguette that we're selling for 95,000, and that's a 60. I think it's 68 or 66. Retail?
Yeah, okay.
So would you say Daytonas are the most best thing?
Definitely.
Because there's a lot of them here.
You can go wrong with a Daytona. If your AD offers you a Daytona, you're buying it. I don't think there's any question there.
Even if it's a bimetal, I think you're buying it.
An AD now, if you had a game plan or a strategy, I'd be looking to get like Air Kings or Explorers out of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or a bimetal Datejust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd then try and get lucky if I could build a relationship for some sort of steel piece, whether it be a 41 Wimbledon, 41 green, 41 blue, or even a 36 green or a 36 Wimbledon. The thing is, I'd like to hear from the viewers. I'd like people to tell us what stepping stone pieces that they took. What was their journey to I mean, I don't suppose too many people have got the Meteorite because that's a difficult watch to get to anyway. For those that have got their journey all the way up to sort of platinum Daytonas or even green Daytonas or even rose, I mean, another one's the Day-Date green, yellow gold green dial. That's a profitable watch. But there's not many, so I'd like to hear, I mean, I know there were the good days when every watch could earn you 5, 10, 15,000, well, not every watch, but most watches. But I'd like to hear from some people about their journey and how they got to where they are today and what watches they had to buy and take losses on along the way if they had to.
You get offered that And you're taking a loss on it, let's say.
Yeah, but you've got a 36k spend.
That.
Correct. That 36 grand spend on your account is 10% of your way to 300. And I don't know where that figure of 300 comes from, by the way, but I'm sure that it's 300k spend to get a professional. Now, a professional is things like what? The Eye of the Tiger.
Like an off-catalogue.
An off-catalogue piece. But you know, you get an Eye of the Tiger, and in the old days, again, that used to be
your collection.
Well, that used to be 200 grand profit on an Eye of the Tiger watch. Again, the prices of a lot of these watches, because of Rolex putting the price rise in, has pushed it up nearer to the grey market. So there are certain watches, even from the professional range or from the off-catalogue range, that they're not as profitable.
If there are any authorised deals or people who work authorised deals that would be interested in having a chat with us and letting us know, you know, the best way to go about it, then let us know, get in touch with us, because I'm still waiting for my Explorer for my own collection and I'm still not getting one.
No, it's about building that relationship. And if you build the relationship past your first and second and third watch, you're on the road to these. You're on the road to the Daytonas, you're on the road to the Meteorites or to the Platinums, and hopefully that's where you get your big payday. Unless, of course, that's not your end goal, and your end goal is to keep them and build your own collection. That's different. But even recently, I've had lots of clients who have got AD relationships buying watches from us now because they're fed up of waiting. They're fed up of being promised that Grail watch that they've wanted.
The premium you're paying now to get the watch, not have to wait, isn't that bad anymore.
No, not at all.
My question is, you get offered one of these from the AD, just one, but you're never going to get another watch from them again. What are you having?
Of just these?
Any of these, to make you a profit. Is that what you're going for?
All day.
I prefer this.
Yeah.
I think this is probably going to do better on the market, so I'll probably take that one.
I'm 100% the same as you. You're buying one from the AD, but you've got to stick it in your safe for 10 years and you can't touch it.
Bang. Green Daytona for me.
Panda or that.
That could come good.
I'll do this.
I think the GR&R will come good, to be honest. I see that as massively undervalued now. When you see that in the retail space at what, 35, 36, 37 grand, what's like 4 or 5 grand over retail, that's an incredible watch.
I'm a big believer in the green 1165 08, and I do think that will reach significant figures. I've got this feeling deep inside me that Meteorite dials are going to be so sought after in 10, 15 years time, because there's none left. I've said it before, I think they're going to stop making, not as mainstream, but they're going to stop making normal retail pieces and move the Meteorite into like an off-catalogue piece. My money is on that.
Is there anything you'd stay away from buying from AD at the minute?
I don't think there's anything I'd stay away from. I think
there's mistakes like you'd make, like for example, if you put your name down for the yellow gold green dial day date, and then they ring you up and say, oh, we've got the yellow gold white dial Roman, it's still not a bad watch to take, but you're never going to get the yellow gold green off them now that you've taken that, because it's too similar.
And if you say no to it, then you're kind of like...
Then you lose.
You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because if you say no, you're probably not going to get the watch you want, and you're probably not going to get offered something again.
Yeah. I used to work in the building trade, and when I was an apprentice, they used to say to me, never reject a cup of tea. So if you say no once, you'll never offer you one again.
They know if you say no, you're off the list. Now we're going to just not call you next time. Yeah.
So kind of like the advice you get told as a kid is just say no. Just say yes, kids. Any Rolex, just buy it. So I think we're all settling on
Meteorite is the way forward, I think.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Let us know what watch your favourite would be. If you agree with our advice. If you disagree, let us know. And let us know what brands you'd like us to see us talk about next, and give you facts, figures and more advice on the best watches to buy from your AD.